Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I know a lot of people are looking forward to the new year, to fingers crossed, have a better year than last. But what I wanted to talk about today was the, taking care of yourself and as the parent, because that's really first and foremost your important job, because then you can be better for your kids and more available for your kids. Now, I know this can be a daunting task, and it's one of those things that sometimes, well, a lot of the times you feel like you are put on the back burner. And it shouldn't be that way. And I know it's difficult, especially when your kids are little, or if they are nonverbal and unable to do a lot of things for themselves, to find time to take care of you. This past year, it's been hard on everyone, but most especially for a lot of people with children on the spectrum. Because children on the spectrum do not take change very well, this causes a lot of extra for them. And in turn, for you as the parent. I wrote down some things that I thought, that have come up for all of us this year. A lot of changes, the schools closing, having to wear a mask, having to try to get your kids on the computer so they can have class online. Whether you've had to adjust the way they did therapy or no therapy at all. Doctor's appointments, like you don't get that. Sometimes you look forward to those appointments because you get that little bit of extra input, a little bit of extra help. And I'm sure those are either canceled or online. And if your kids aren't going to school, then you have a lot less time for yourself. Because when they are in school, you know that they're safe and you can get a lot of extra stuff done. Get the laundry done, pay the bills, organize the house, clean their room. All these things that people take for granted are definitely put on the back burner because your kids, if they're there all day long, every day, and you're trying to then make time for their schooling and their therapies and their appointments all in the house, it's overwhelmingly difficult. And all of your time, there's not enough time in the day to get all of those things done. And then at the end of the day, for a parent to feel like they have done their best and that they have fulfilled what their kids need, and with everything that's going on, and in all of that, where's the time for yourself? And on the Facebook Autism Parents Facebook page that I joined, I had a back and forth conversation with a certain lady that has 3 children, and all of them are on the spectrum, and she's alone, and she can't work because she has to care for her kids. And so she is on, she gets the disability for her children, and all of that is taken care of. But she feels, as I did, I have 2 kids. My daughter is older. My son is almost 2.5 years younger than her. And I made the choice to stay home. And I was able to do that because my husband was in the military. That doesn't mean that we had money, because we were still broke all the time. But we made that choice. And I would work as a waitress at night just to have cash on hand in between paychecks. Anyway, I can't compare our situations because she is a single mother of 3. And I can't imagine having to be everything all the time, 24/7. And I mean, for my son, I still put myself in that position, but to have 3 kids and you don't have that husband or that companion to, cry on their shoulder at night and have conversations with about how your day went and what happened. And a lot of times parents feel that's why they feel so alone, because you tend to you find out who your friends are, and you lose a lot of people that were in your life more. And now it's just an occasional hi on Facebook. I've been definitely fortunate to have 2 friends that have been with me since my son was little. And though they don't have any kids with special needs, they still let me vent or dump or whatever it is you want to call it. They were there for me, and those are real friends. Real friends do that for you. And I pray that everyone can have someone like that in their lives, even though that they don't get it. And sometimes things will be said that you're thinking in your head like you just don't understand the magnitude of what it feels like. And there are groups like on Facebook that do know the magnitude of what you're going through and may have tips and may not, but at least you know that you're not alone. And I know that we're having to do a lot of things online, so it's a good way to go. But you do have to try to find some few minutes by yourself each day, as often as you can, because even if it's just them when they're sleeping, and it's hard to turn your mind off because you're always thinking about what you need to do, or what you need to do tomorrow, what it's going to look like tomorrow, or you're dwelling on what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's hard as a parent that you want to do everything you can possibly. And every minute of your day is surrounded by what can I do better for my child. And that is definitely the most important thing of your life, but you know that it wears on you at some point, and you have to take care of yourself to be better for them. And if you think of it that way, it makes it somewhat easier. Even like I said, when they're asleep, take some time to do something that has nothing to do with autism, that has nothing to do with what you have to do the next day. Read a book, get into the world of the book, and try to remove yourself from the daily responsibilities. I don't like saying that because to me it sounds negative toward your child, but the truth is you are better for it. You have to take care of yourself first, and then you can be better for your kids. I like to write. Obviously I wrote a book, but I like to write. All these years before then, I guess people call it journaling, that you dump, and that way you get no back feedback if you don't want it. You get no negativity. You get no, am I making this person uncomfortable? Are they tired of listening to me? Or if you do have a spouse or someone, a companion or whatever, for me, like my husband worked all day. Like I don't want to dump on him when he gets home because it's a lot. And he has to provide for us, and I was staying home. So we had, and you have those differences, but as long as you can support each other, and that's what matters. But journaling, I love to buy notebooks, fresh notebooks. To me, I look at the blank page and I think, what are the possibilities for what could be on this page, you know? And that may sound weird, but, you know, do I want to talk about my day? Do I want to talk about my feelings? You know, do I want to, you know, write out a schedule for myself tomorrow so I feel better and not so cluttered with all this crap, and I get it organized, and that way it flows a lot easier. Whatever you feel like you need to write down to help you, do it. Buy a notebook, buy a good pen, and whenever you get a chance, whether it's when they're sleeping or they're consumed with a cartoon or with their toys, or, you know, whenever you get to sit down for 1 second and do that, or whatever it is. Like I said, reading is a great way to get your mind off of things and just get into a world that's different than yours. And it does help a little bit, you know, even if you only read 1 or 2 pages, it's whatever, you know, even if you only get 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, whenever you get to sit down and just watch them for a second. I know you're enjoying your child, and you should, and you're enjoying that moment. Even if you want to just sit and watch your child and enjoy them and not think about the struggle with getting them dressed or to brush their teeth or to go to school or to go to therapy or to wear a mask, or just try not to think ahead for 2 seconds, because thinking ahead causes all the stress. Not that you shouldn't plan ahead, not what I'm saying, but try to think, just try not to think. I think for women especially, that's really hard to do. But if you plan your day and it makes it better for you, it makes it easier for them, and things just go better. And try to take care of yourself, because you are what's important. And then you're better able to take care of them. And I really hope you find a way to take the time for yourself, because, I mean, you should make that promise to yourself, because it is extremely important. And whatever that looks like for you, make it happen. Take a long bath, take a long shower, whatever it is. Do something for yourself so that you can recharge and better be there for your child, because that's what's important. And we can do better, a million things better, if we take care of ourselves. So try to think about that, write it down, do whatever you got to do, but you are equally as important as your child. Remember that, because they can't do without you.